Two teams now out on the field. Warrington out first, followed by Widnes. Our two young mascots this evening, who've been waiting quite a while for a home game, and indeed waiting for this fixture, which was originally drawn up to be played on its traditional Good Friday date, but been brought forward because of the fixture backlog, and of course Warrington having that semi-final date with Wigan at Main Road on Easter Saturday. The two mascots this evening are the two brothers Neil and Philip Mulvey of Smithy Lane, Cronton. Neil, who is 10, and Philip, 8. Both attend the Holy Family School in Cronton. Their favourite players are Emosi Kaloto and David Hume, and the lads will be photographed with their favourites this evening. We hope they have a good time with us tonight and enjoy the whole match with us tonight. Right, so I'll run through the two teams for you. One or two changes in the Widnes side this evening. Full-back number 1 will be Alan Tate, and number 2 will be Andy Courier. 3, Darren Wright. 4, Jonathan Davis, who's making, as I said earlier, his second full appearance for Widnes, and 5, Martin Afire. The half-backs, David Hume and Paul Hume, and the pack at number 8, Joe Grimmer. 9, Phil McKenzie. A return at number 10 for Kurt Sorensen. 11, Mike O'Neill. 12, Mosi Kaloto, and 13, Richard Ayres. Substitutes for Widnes this evening will be 14, Barry Dowd, and 15, Derek Pike. The Warrington team, number 1, Dave Lyon. 2, Des Drummond. 3, Paul Cullen. 4, Tony Thornley. 5, Paul Williamson. Number 6 is John Wood. 7, Dean Carroll, who's on loan from Carlisle. And the pack is Les Boyd, Mark Roskell, Steve Malloy, Neil Harmon, Robbie Muller and Billy McGinty, and the subs Robert Turner and Basil Richards. Warrington in the first half then playing from left to right as you look in their traditional blue and primrose outfit, and Widnes will be playing in their familiar white strip with black trim. The referee for this evening's game is Mr. Tennant from Castleford. Widnes then on their own 25 through Richard Ayres. But a good tackle by Dean Carroll brings him to ground just inside his own 25. The ball thrown back to Alan Tate, and a kick downfield. It was taken by Paul Williamson, who's tackled just inside the Widnes half in centre field. As I say, this match important to both sides this evening. Widnes chasing Castleford at the top of Division 1, and Warrington, well, it's not really in the relegation zone, can't afford to slip up too many times because the likes of Salford and Wakefield are getting some good results together lately. In the meantime, Des Drummond taking that pass inside, making play up towards the Widnes 25 and offloading the ball to Cullen. Good move by Warrington then. Deep inside the Widnes 25. Moving the ball to the left. Woods to Carroll. A long pass. The Widnes cover quickly across there on Williamson. Still Warrington on the attack then. Carroll with a kick through. But that kick just a little bit long. So some early pressure from Warrington. There will be a tap out to Widnes on their own 25. Kurt Sorensen. Now Joe Grimmer. Grimmer had a splendid game in the cup tie at Wigan on Saturday. Possibly Widnes' most effective forward in the semi-final. Now Mike O'Neill. The ball again thrown back to Alan Tate, and a long kick downfield. Taken on the full this time by Dave Lyon, the ex-Widnes full-back. Des Drummond then from half-back, midway between halfway and the Warrington 25. Plays the ball to himself. Makes another 5 or 6 yards where he's brought to ground by Phil McKenzie. The ball goes loose. Play on, says the referee. Widnes then counter-attacking down this left-hand side through Mosi Kaloto. So play again, then switch the other way already. David Hume. Short ball to Sorensen. And another short ball to David Hume. Good play and good support play by David Hume. Takes play to just outside the Warrington 25. Widnes working a position, moving the ball to the right. Richard Ayres. Alan Tate joins the line. But a good tackle by Thornley. Richard Ayres from half-back, trying to go down the blind side. The linesman's flag goes up on the far side. Play going into touch, and that will be a scrum down just outside the Warrington 25 on that far left-hand touch line. Warrington get the ball then. John Wood. Tackled by Darren Wright. Darren Wright moving across to the right centre position this evening due to an injury to Rick Thackeray and a reshuffling of the three quarters for Widnes. Warrington then, Les Boyd. A drive by Boyd, but Mike O'Neill, but a strong tackle brings him to ground just on halfway on this right-hand touchline. Carroll again. Slips out of a tackle from Sorensen, but a good cover tackle from Richard Ayres. Still Warrington then. The last tackle. Moving the ball to the left. Dean Carroll with a nice little kick. Gaining 15 to 20 yards for Warrington. And takes play to midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Just about 6 minutes of this fixture gone. Widnes 0, Warrington 0. But it comes out on the Warrington side. John Woods. The Hume brothers combine to bring him to ground. A good drive by Malloy. Setting up a position for Warrington. Switch it to the left. The ball's still alive through Carroll. Malloy has it again, but loses his footing. And Warrington don't gain any ground at all from that move. Carroll again. Long kick, deep inside the Widnes 25. So two good kicks in quick succession from Carroll. Taking play 10 yards from the Widnes line on that far touch line. Paul Hume will put the ball in for Widnes. And indeed, Widnes get the ball from that scrummage. And a good strong run from Paul Hume, bringing play into centre field. Now Richard Ayres, straightening play up. Still offloads the ball to Phil McKenzie. Will fire on the inside, but running into trouble there. Right on his own 25. Richard Ayres again. McKenzie at halfback. Finds Caloto. Short ball to Sorensen. The referee deciding that pass by Caloto to Sorensen was just forward, and it will be a scrum down in centre field. Just outside the Widnes 25. Carroll then, John Wood. Warrington still pressing on the left-hand side of the field. Neil Harmon brought down on the 25. Billy McGinty makes another 5 or 6 yards. Now Boyd charges at the Widnes defence. Good position here for Warrington then. Desperate tackle from the Widnes defence, a yard from their own line. The referee signalling that it's the last tackle. Boyd tries to play it to himself. But Mr. Tennant decides that wasn't a clean play of the ball. And that is a penalty to Widnes. 1 yard from their own line. Alan Tate safely into touch on that far side. Takes play down to the Widnes 25. McKenzie then. Now Paul Hume. Now Sorensen. Tackled by Malloy. Widnes moving the ball across field. Mike O'Neill straightening play up. Mackenzie then. Mackenzie on the blind side, looks for O'Fire on the inside. Dangerous player still, Des Drummond. A misunderstanding between the Widnes players. The ball went to ground, and in a flash, Des Drummond was on that loose ball and right along that touchline. So a scrum down then, 10 yards from the Widnes line. Widnes have the ball though. Paul Hume, the 3 Warrington players bring him to ground in centre field. Martin O'Fire will be at half-back. Tries to go himself, beats one. Has to go inside, he has no support, and is tackled on the Widnes 25. David Hume, short ball to Sorensen. But again, good tackling from Warrington. Sorensen doesn't make any yards. Now Joe Grimmer. Good charge from Grimmer this time, and offloads to Phil Mackenzie. But again, well, Martin O'Fire doing well. Alan Tate in the line. And Mr. Tennant, meanwhile, decides that the Warrington hooker, Mark Roskell, didn't allow the Widnes player to get up at the play the ball, and that's a free kick to Widnes. Jonathan Davis then, with a penalty and a good sound kick into touch, takes play midway between halfway and the Warrington 25. Tap penalty then. Joe Grimmer. A chance for Widnes then to put some pressure on the Warrington line with about 10 minutes of this first half gone. 0-0. Widnes switching play. David Hume looking for the gap, doing very well. Finds Richard Ayres, and a switch play to Alan Tate. And a superb Widnes score. Widnes switching play. David Hume looking for the gap, doing very well. Finds Richard Ayres, and a switch play to Alan Tate. And a superb Widnes score. Widnes switching play. David Hume looking for the gap, doing very well. Finds Richard Ayres, and a switch play to Alan Tate. And a superb Widnes score. Side. And the supporting Alan Tate from the full-back position race between the Warrington posts to take Widnes into a 4-0 lead, with Andy Courier safely converting the goal. And as I say, with 11 or 12 minutes gone of the first half, Widnes moving to a very nice 6 points to 0 lead. Obviously a very important fixture for Widnes as far as the morale and character is concerned after that defeat on Saturday last in the Challenge Cup. 2 points needed here to put them back on the rails, and a chance to win the title. Widnes again then through Alan Tate. Now Martin O'Fire looks inside to Jonathan Davis, who does very well. Has the full-backs a beat. Looking for support, but a nice little run from Davis. Good support play between O'Fire and Davis. Takes play into the Warrington half. Widnes again then attacking through David Hume to his brother Paul in centre field. Just at the moment, Widnes on top at the moment. Warrington having all on to stem this tide. Phil Mackenzie finds Sorensen. Sorensen doing well. Looks inside. But that pass to Paul Hume on the Warrington 25. Mr. Tennant rightly saying was just forward, and that will be a scrum down, but some good support play again from Widnes. A very promising start indeed. That ball coming out on the Warrington side. McGinty then, playing the ball. Robbie Muller playing his first game for Warrington for 5 years. Tonight, he used to play for the Warrington club and has been on his travels round and about the rugby league to 3 or 4 clubs. And as I say, on his return tonight, 5 years since he last played in the first team. John Wood then moving the ball to the far side. Neil Harmon offloading the ball just inside their own half, Warrington. Dean Carroll again. Kick downfield. Alan Tate gets across, but the bounce unkind. But has plenty of time to recover. Good run by Alan Tate. Breaking the first 2 tackles, but the cover was there. Jonathan Davis at halfback. Now Caloto trying to straighten the play up again. Still offloads the ball to McKenzie. Good support play by Widnes down the centre of the field. David Hume. A kick across field. And that finds touch just outside the Warrington 25. Scrum down then on that far touchline. Warrington get the ball again from the scrum. Throw it back to Lyons, the fullback. Gets over the 25. A chance then for Warrington to move the ball across field. Some good tackling by the 2 second row men for Widnes. Warrington again through Carroll, a kick downfield, doing a lot of kicking, Carroll. On his debut for Warrington tonight. Alan Tate inside his own 25, he has a fire in centre field. Tate decides to go himself. He's brought to ground by a tackle by Cullen, took a knock in that tackle. Joe Grimmer brushes off Cullen and goes in centre field, brushing off 2 or 3 more. A superb charge from Joe Grimmer, a player right on the top of his game at the moment for Widnes. So Widnes then a chance to move the ball across field. Mike O'Neill having to come back the other way. 7 or 8 yards inside the Warrington half then. Widnes moving the ball to the right. David Hume cruises through, tries to offload the brother to McKenzie. Jonathan Davis, that ball hitting a Warrington player. Play on, says the referee. And Warrington gain possession just inside their own half. Malloy. John Woods. Carroll. Here's Cullen looking for Drummond. Drummond has to come inside. Does very well going across field. But in the end was brought to ground by a tackle from Caloto. Warrington then moving the ball to the left. The game being played at a good pace in this first quarter. Both sides prepared to throw the ball around. That kick from Dean Carroll going in touch on the full, says the linesman. David Hume. The Warrington cover quickly on to David Hume. Caloto. 5 or 6 yards then from halfway. Widnes in possession. Joe Grimmer again. And offloads to McKenzie. Now Mike O'Neill has a fire in support. The ball goes to ground. Cullen picks up that loose ball for Warrington. Good charge by Cullen. Paul Hume wrestles him to ground right on halfway. McGinty then. Warrington trying to make inroads into the Widnes defence. Les Boyd, Mike O'Neill and Joe Grimmer bring Les Boyd to ground on the right hand side. Some good interplay from Warrington here. Still moving the ball quickly to the left. Malloy switches it back inside to Carroll. A kick by Carroll towards the Widnes line. That ball a little long, and the referee pointing to the 25, where it will be a tap to Widnes. So the first quarter of this game just about coming to an end. Widnes with a 6-0 lead, thanks thanks to that Alan Tate try. Mackenzie then, Paul Hume, now Mike O'Neill. Has to go back, the support wasn't on the left here. Paul Hume's at half-back. Now Richard Ayres, straightening the play up. Almost getting through, but a good cover tackle in the end. The ball thrown back to Alan Tate. Kicks that ball over the Warrington 25. And safely in touch. A good kick again from Alan Tate. Pressure again then on Warrington. Ball comes out to Widnes. Martin Afire picks up the loose ball, goes in centre field. Play on. Jonathan Davis then has men on the outside. Davis finds Courier. The ball thrown back inside to Darren Wright. But Warrington had 4 or 5 men across quickly. That was good cover defending from Warrington. Now Caloto, 6 or 7 yards from the Warrington line, offloads the ball. Widnes are just a yard short on that far touch line. Playing the ball quickly, they must move the ball across. Joe Grimmer, good tackling from Warrington. Mackenzie then, 8 yards from the Warrington line rather. David Hume, it's his brother Paul, run around. Richard Ayres, but the ball goes to ground. And it's picked up by Tony Thornley in centre field. The pressure off Warrington for the moment. Les Boyd then from half-back. Makes a good 5 or 6 yards for Warrington. Now Malloy. Good charge from Robbie Mullett. Plays the ball quickly. Warrington moving the ball out to the right here. Drummond's available on the wing. The ball goes to ground. Well, consultation between the referee and linesman. And the result is a scrum down for a knock-on by the Warrington player. Just on halfway on this near touchline. Paul Hume to put the ball in for Widnes. And Les Boyd getting himself in a bit of a tangle with the official. But it will be all in vain because the official has given a free kick to Widnes. Jonathan Davis then. Safely into touchdown this near touchline. And a good position for Widnes then. To put more pressure on Warrington. Mackenzie, Paul Hume, now Joe Grimmer. A charge by Grimmer takes play up to the Warrington 25. But a knock on by Widnes. That will be a scrum down again. Right on the Warrington 25 in centre field. Mr. Tennant deciding that the Widnes front row wasn't binding correctly and have awarded Warrington a free kick. Dave Lyon safely into touch, 10 yards into the Widnes half of the field. Mark Roskell then a short ball. But Les Boyd brought to ground by Kurt Sorensen, and the referee saying that Les Boyd also knocked the ball on. Well, not a very happy 2 or 3 minutes for Les Boyd. But nonetheless, it's a scrum down. Midway between the Widnes 25 and halfway. Widnes have the ball then. David Hume. A long kick downfield. Alan Tate and Andy Courier chase that ball. Courier's going to get to it first. Kicks towards the Warrington line. Throws the ball inside. And Darren Wright failed to hold that loose ball. And what quite frankly should have been another try for Widnes. A bit of lack of concentration there. After quick thinking by David Hume with that long kick downfield, Andy Courier easily won the race to the loose ball, threw it back inside. And Darren Wright, just a little bit of lack of concentration, and the ball went to ground and the chance was lost. Meanwhile, a scrum down then, 10 yards from the Warrington line on that far touch line. And the referee seen something in that front row and has given Warrington a free kick. Just about 25 minutes gone of the first half then. Scoreline still, Widnes 6, Warrington 0. Well, another free kick for Warrington. This little tussle between Joe Grimmer and Les Boyd developing now in the last 5 or 6 minutes. And so Warrington then have the initiative back just outside the Widnes 25. Les Boyd again. And 3 Widnes players wrestling to ground. Now Malloy trying to charge at the Widnes defence, but gaining no yardage at all. Warrington switch the ball to the left. Carroll. Over on that left-hand touchline then, Warrington moving the ball across field. Carroll straightening the ball up there to Muller. Warrington in a good position. John Woods. A long pass to McGinty. The last tackle, says the referee, as Warrington have the ball. Carroll. The kick goes up towards the Widnes post. It's a good kick. Andy Courier's there. And Andy Courier took the ball well under pressure. And the new rule now this season says that will be a tap to Widnes on their own 25. Now Coloto charges at McGinty, but McGinty does well with some help from his hooker. Now Richard Ayres on the short ball. But a good tackle from Roskell there, bringing Richard Ayres to ground. Widnes then moving the ball across field. Joe Grimmer offloads to Sorensen, who in turn offloads to Paul Hume. Paul Hume took a bit of a bang in that tackle from Neil Harmon. The referee signals to stop the clock. As I say, with 25 minutes of this fixture gone, both sides throwing the ball around in a quite lively fashion. But to be fair, both defences appear to be on top just at the moment, not allowing either attacking force to get into the full stride. Jonathan Davis then. But this time, miskicks that attempted kick downfield. And he goes out into touch on the full, and that will be a scrum down. 10 yards inside the Widnes half of the field, in centre field. Dean Carroll, the scrum half for Warrington, will feed the scrummage. And it comes out to Warrington. John Woods, now Cullen. Woods comes round, looking for Drummond, trying to get on the outside of Offiah. But a good tackle from Martin Offiah. Stuck his ground well. Now Cullen then. Tackled by Richard Ayres just outside the Widnes 25. Dean Carroll, very lively player, finds Malloy. Warrington using this ploy of charging in ones down the centre of the field, trying to make inroads into the Widnes defence. Moving the ball out this time though to the left. Very good cover tackling from the Widnes cover. Carroll with a kick across field, taken very well indeed by Amosa Coloto. Sorensen then from halfback brushes off 2 attempted tackles, gets Mackenzie away. Good drive by Mackenzie, but attempting to get that ball away. A set up the Warrington left winger Williamson steps inside, so a good counter attack from Warrington. Position set up nicely for them again, 10 yards from the Widnes line. Carroll. Now Woods, long ball this time, but Martin O'Fire takes the intercept and has 70 yards to go to the line, and that will be another try for Widnes. Well, the top showman in rugby league at the moment shows another added notch to his repertoire of skills. An intercept 75 yards from the Warrington line, and as so many other defences have in time, but Martin O'Fire takes the intercept and has 70 yards to go to the line, and that will be another try for Widnes. Walks back to his position. A warm applause for a nice little 75 to 80 yard sprint. No pressure whatsoever. Andy Courier tagging on the goal kick, and with about half an hour of this fixture gone, Widnes move out to a very nice looking 12 points to 0 lead. So then Warrington kicking this match off through John Woods. They really need to win, or really need to take 2 points themselves from the fixtures in the league, although they must have their minds slightly on that semi-final date with Wigan next Saturday, just to be comfortable in the first division. They could do with not letting too many points slip away. Now Jonathan Davis then, trying to step inside. Cullen brings him to ground, and the linesman quickly in. Cullen tackled Jonathan Davis, but then the linesman spotted something else, and both sets of players quickly in on that situation. Mr. Tennant having a very strong word indeed with Cullen. Jonathan Davis appears to be okay, and in fact will take this free kick for Widnes just inside his own 25. A good strong kick from Jonathan Davis, takes play up to the halfway. Phil McKenzie then, Paul Hume, now Sorensen. But good tackling from McGinty. No way through there for Coloto, having to switch play back. And Darren Wright losing about 10 yards, Widnes there on that move. Good tackling from Warrington. Richard Ayres then. Phil McKenzie going on the blind side. Finds Mike O'Neill, who offloads to Andy Courier, all getting a bit tight down that touchline. Well, the crowd on that side of the field, not completely in agreement with the linesman's decision there, but nonetheless, it will be a scrum down. 10 yards inside the Widnes half of the field. Dean Carroll, who's had a very good game for Warrington so far, will feed the scrummage, and it comes out for Warrington. Paul Williamson coming in off the wing and doing very well, gaining another 10 yards for his side. Warrington then move the ball across field. Now McGinty, good charge from McGinty, looks inside for support. That was a good run from McGinty. Carroll then, Drummond. Tackled by Darren Wright, but Warrington again then with a chance here. John Woods, a long pass to his second row man Neil Harmon. The Widnes covers there. Inside the Widnes 25 then. Carroll again. So the referee signals the last tackle, but a good position here for Warrington. Carroll, kick towards the Widnes line. And Mr. Tennant says that was a knock-on. That will be a scrum down just in front of the Widnes posts. With about 5 or 6 minutes left of the first half. Widnes 12, Warrington 0. But a good position here for Warrington if they can get the ball from this scrummage. Dean Carroll will feed the scrummage. It comes out to Widnes. Quick ball, Jonathan Davis then. Oh, sorry, Alan Tate finds Courier on the far side. Courier with a chance to go round the centre. Kicks towards the Warrington line. But again, a good move from Widnes. Scrummage deep inside their own half, taking play up to the Warrington 25. So Warrington must call upon all their experience to try and get back into this game. They could do with a try before half-time. The ball again coming out for Widnes. Mike O'Neill dropping on that loose ball. Right on the Warrington 25. And a chance for Widnes to move the ball across the field. David Hume, Richard Ayres, Darren Wright. Finds Jonathan Davis. He finds a fire. First try of the season. Quick hands from Widnes across field from that scrummage on the far side. Inside the Warrington 25, right on the touchline. The distance was okay, but that ball just drifting wide of the near upright. And as I say, with about 5 minutes left of the first half, Widnes move out to a 16-0 lead. Well, obviously, Warrington will have to step the pace of the game up in the second half if they're going to turn around this deficit. Meanwhile, a substitution there for Warrington. Basil Richards, number 15, has come onto that far wing for Paul Williamson. Widnes have possession then on their own 25. Cloto plays the ball. Now Mike O'Neill. Strong tackling from 3 Warrington forwards. So on their own 25, Widnes, but as everybody knows this season, they can be just as dangerous, if not more, from this position. Alan Tate. Long kick downfield from Alan Tate. And some early action then for Basil Richards. And making a lively start, catching that ball on the full and making a good 10 or 15 yards. A good charge by Neil Harmon. But Coloto brings him to ground midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Warrington then a chance to move the ball across field. Woods missing out Cullen, and Drummond in the end having to drop on that loose ball, and Jonathan Davis brings him to ground right on halfway. John Woods then A long ball to Muller. But just at the moment, Warrington not able to break down this Widnes defence, but a very good kick indeed by Dean Carroll. Has made some excellent kicks forward for Warrington this evening, gaining them good ground. And indeed takes play to about 10 yards from the Widnes line here on that far touchline. Just 1 or 2 minutes left of this first half, and perhaps the last chance for Warrington to get a score on the board and get themselves back into this game. Paul Hume then will feed the scrummage for Widnes when the referee is satisfied that both front row men are binding, and the ball comes out to Warrington. John Woods moving the ball across field. A good charge by Thornley and a good position for Warrington, still moving the ball to the right. Cullen goes for the Widnes line. Still the ball's alive for Warrington, but Jonathan Davis puts the ball to the loose ball and chases this loose ball, trying to hack on, but Dave Lyon doing very well. The referee having to sort out a bit of a melee here. The referee obviously going to have words with 1 or 2 players. The referee in the main having a word with the Warrington players over this incident, and a free kick to Widnes. Jonathan Davis then will take this free kick for Widnes, 10 yards from halfway. Good strong kick again from Davis then. Widnes with the last chance in this first half perhaps then to move the ball. Mike O'Neill charges at the Warrington defence, and the hooter goes for half-time. A half that has not been particularly spectacular as far as Widnes and Warrington recent encounters have produced, but nonetheless some lively football from both sides. In the end, those 3 tries from Widnes, perhaps the superior speed in the back showing, taking them out to what looks like at half-time a very comfortable looking 16 points to 0 lead. Well, welcome back to the second half then. Both sides just taking up the positions. Widnes will be playing from left to right in the second half, and will be kicking the game off through Jonathan Davis. As I say, in the first half, 3 very exciting tries indeed for Widnes, and those 2 conversions from Andy Courier, leaving the half-time score at Widnes 16, Warrington 0. Obviously, Warrington in the second half will have to change their tactics somewhat if they are about to turn around this deficit. But it looks as though the superior speed in the backs from Widnes has made the difference in the first half. Nonetheless, Warrington then played just inside their own 25 in centre field. McGinty. Just the one substitution at half-time. Joe Grimmer has left the field for Widnes to be replaced by Derek Pike. Woods then trying to force an opening in midfield. Sorensen brings him to ground just inside the Warrington half. Warrington moving the ball to the right. Dean Carroll again kicking forward. And Dean Carroll starts the second half, as he did most of the first half, with some excellent kicking downfield, and there one just as good as he put in the first half. Taking play midway between the Widnes 25 and the Widnes try line on that far touch line. Paul Hume will feed the scrummage. It comes out to Widnes. His brother David, but a good tackle by McGinty. 10 yards from their own line then. Coloto pushes off one player, looks for the gap, but the Warrington cover quickly across to him. Now Mackenzie, now Derek Pike, first chance. Keeps the ball alive, Mackenzie. Richard Ayres, but the support wasn't quite there, but gets play over his own 25. Mackenzie at half-back, the ball thrown back to Alan Tate, and a long kick downfield. The ball bounces nicely for Lyons, who races back at Andy Courier and at Darren Wright. Darren Wright brings him to ground. Now the substitute for Warrington, Richards. Nice little run from him. Roskell is at half-back. Now Boyd again, but Mike O'Neill brings him to ground. Roskell then. Carroll, Woods, Carroll again. Good play by Warrington in these first few minutes. A lively opening. Malloy straightens it up, but can't find a way through. The last tackle, says the referee. Warrington through Carroll, another kick forward. Jonathan Davis takes the ball on the full, kicks ahead. Lyons is tackled by O'Fire. Warrington then with the chance to move the ball through Woods across field, but he chooses to go backwards, and he's tackled by O'Neill on halfway. Mackenzie helping out. Now Boyd, but again O'Neill has the measure of Boyd. Warrington then moving the ball to the left. A chance here. Robbie Muller, Carroll, Malloy, no support, but doing very well in the end to charge at the Widnes defence. 10 yards inside the Widnes half of the field. Warrington again moving the ball to the left. Carroll, a long ball to Cullen. Cullen has his wingman on the outside, but is brought to ground just inside the touchline. Richards then from half-back takes play just inside the Widnes 25. Well, Mr. Tennant says that was the sixth tackle and a turnover, resulting in Widnes with the ball inside their own 25. Kurt Sorensen. Paul Hume to Coloto. Coloto doing very well, trying to find O'Neill, but the ball goes to ground. O'Neill recovers that loose ball. 5 or 6 yards from the Widnes 25. David Humes at half-back. Richard Ayres, a long ball to Sorensen, to Darren Wright. Has Andy Courier on the outside. But a very good tackle indeed by the Warrington substitute, Basil Richards. But Widnes still with the ball. Derek Pike switching it back to Sorensen. Bit of a tangle there though. Phil Mackenzie kicks the ball downfield towards his touchline. And an excellent kick by Phil Mackenzie there. Just outside his own 25, a good 40-yard kick. Takes play just outside the Warrington 25. And that will be a scrum down. Dean Carroll, who's had a very good game for Warrington tonight, on his debut from Carlisle, will feed the scrummage. And that comes out for Warrington. Substitute Richards again. Good charge from him. Robbie Muller. Warrington have a chance of moving the ball right across field, which they do. McGinty. Jonathan Davis brings him to ground just inside the Widnes half of the field. Warrington quite prepared to throw the ball around, looking for gaps in the Widnes defence. But this Widnes defence has leaked only an average of 11 points per game this season. Obviously they're looked upon as a very attacking team, Widnes. It must also be stated that they have the meanest defence in the first division as well. Meanwhile, Des Drummond. A good surge by Warrington here. Des Drummond doing very well. But the referee says that was a sixth tackle, and it will be a turnover, and Widnes play the ball through Martin Afire. Just inside their own 25, Coloto takes play up to the 25. Now Derek Pike, the substitute, doing well. Good tackling from Warrington. David Hume, Mike O'Neill. Not making any ground, Widnes here. Paul Hume tries to force a gap, but a good tackle by Malloy. Widnes then midway between halfway and their own 25. Phil McKenzie with another kick. This time Lyons gets across. But to be fair, an unkind bounce for the fullback. Just as he'd made his ground to the ball. A bad kick from the ball. And that squirms into touch, and that will be a scrum down just inside the Warrington 25. Widnes then have the ball. A chance to move it across field. David Hume. Long pass to Darren Wright, who does very well. Alan Tate's in the line. Switches it back inside to Andy Courier. Martin Afire's come off that far touchline. But the Warrington defence close in on him quickly. But inside the Warrington 25 then, in centre field, Derek Pike. Some switch play for Widnes finds Mike O'Neill driving at the Warrington defence and sets up a nice position for Widnes here. 10 yards from the Warrington line to the left of the posts. McKenzie a halfback. Derek Pike trying to get rid of a short ball. The ball's still alive. McKenzie, now Sorensen. Finds David Hume. His brother Paul in support. Good play from Widnes. Just a yard short. Danger for Warrington here. Mr. Tennant says illegal use of the feet from Widnes, and that is a free kick to Warrington right on their own line. By Coloto and by Andy Courier. The Warrington forwards trying their best to break down this Widnes defence, but not having much success at the moment. Mike O'Neill and McKenzie bring McGinty to ground right on halfway. John Woods, but a good tackle that time from Kurt Sorensen. Warrington with a chance to move the ball this way then, which they do. McGinty tries to go himself. The last tackle, says Mr. Tennant. Dean Carroll. Kick towards the Widnes corner. Alan Tate doing very well. Still going. Doing very well. Gets over the 25. A superb run from Alan Tate. Tries to go past his opposite fullback. The ball goes to ground, and indeed, in turn, Lyons himself knocks the ball on. But warm applause for Alan Tate, the Great Britain full-back, taking that kick from Warrington right on his own line, past the whole of the Warrington defence, but just couldn't get round the Warrington full-back Lyon. And he's trying to get the ball away to Andy Courier. The ball went to ground. Scrum down then. Widnes get that ball from the scrummage. Moving the ball along the line. David Hume. But a half tackle from Cullen stops that move for Widnes, and in fact Cullen picks up the loose ball for Warrington. And he's tackled by Jonathan Davis right on halfway. Carroll then. Malloy. But a knock on by Malloy. In fact, Widnes drop on that loose ball. Through the covering David Hume. Well, no shortage of action in this fixture tonight. The ball kept alive by both sides most of the game. Widnes then with a chance to move it across field. Derek Pike doing very well, looks for support now. Well, the Widnes supporters not agreeing with that decision from Mr. Tennant, as he gave a knock on, and in fact has given a free kick to Warrington for a Widnes player throwing the ball away. David Lyon will take the free kick to Warrington just inside the Widnes half of the field, safely into touch, and so positioned then for Warrington to try and get back into this game, desperately needing a score here. The big second row, Neil Harmon, takes play in centre field just outside the Widnes 25. Taking the ball through Carroll across to the right. Good charge by McGinty, but an excellent tackle by the Hume brothers brings him to ground. Cullen then. Malloy offloads the ball. Chance for Warrington to move it across field. Harmon. But O'Neill and Pike bring him to ground. Still a good position for Warrington. Moving the ball to the left. Woods. Carroll. But an excellent tackle from Paul Hume. 10 yards from the Widnes line. Robbie Muller goes himself. Working a good position for Warrington here. The last tackle, says Mr. Tennant. Warrington moving the ball to the right. Switches it back. Now Drummond, a chance to go on the outside of O'Fire. Martin O'Fire does very well. A one-to-one situation. And that will be a turnover, and Widnes play the ball through Martin O'Fire. Good charge from Coloto. Minutes gone of the second half then. The score unchanged since half-time. Widnes 16, Warrington 0. Paul Hume, short ball to Richard Ayres. The referee again deciding that ball was forward. So Warrington in the second half considerably tightened up the defence. And points very hard to come by in the early stages of the second half. Warrington have it then through Carroll. Woods. Richards coming round off the other wing. Woods sticking to that ball and setting up a position for Warrington then. Warrington through Malloy on that right-hand touchline. The Widnes defence giving nothing away either. McGinty. Derek Pike brings him to ground. 10 yards from the Widnes line in centre field. Chance for Warrington to move the ball to the left, which they do. Woods. Now Carroll. Thornley taking that ball at the second attempt. Dean Carroll's at halfback. Harmon charges at the... But I just couldn't see the action there in that corner. And it will be a scrum down. 5 or 6 yards from the Widnes line. Widnes get the ball from that scrummage to Paul Hume. And indeed have the ball 10 yards from their own line. Richard Ayres. Some good tackling from the Warrington defence. Doesn't allow Richard Ayres to get into his stride. Mike O'Neill then. takes play up to his own 25. The tackling just as keen as in the first couple of minutes of this game. McKenzie from halfback. David Hume looking for Alan Tate, has to dummy the kick, comes across field, little kick over the defence. Lyons, the fullback, was alive to that and got to the ball, but Alan Tate makes a very good tackle on Lyons. Lack of concentration from Warrington. Thornley picks up that ball. 10 yards inside the Warrington half. And with about 25 minutes then of this game remaining, Widnes still lead by 16 points to 0. Warrington then trying to work a move to this left. Woods. No support on the outside. McGinty had gone on the inside. Boyd then. Sixth tackle. Carroll will put the kick in again. And all play on, says the referee. And a good tackle from Jonathan Davis there when there was danger. He did well. There was an overlap for Warrington and he smothered the ball. He did well there. And indeed Richard Ayres gets that loose ball and settles it down for Widnes. Caloto charging at the Warrington defence, doing very well. And indeed offloads a super ball to Derek Pike. Pike finds Andy Courier, but the ball goes to ground. Well, the referee deciding that was a double knock on, and rightly so. And it will be a scrum down, 10 yards inside the Widnes half of the field. Dean Carroll, who for me has been quite the liveliest player for Warrington this evening, will feed that scrummage. Warrington have the ball then. Cullen. David Hume getting across very well with a good sound tackle in midfield. Woods, Carroll, Richards. Well, the substitute Richards has come off this wing and has gone into that far centre position. Well, Cullen has come onto this left wing for Warrington. Warrington then moving the ball on the Widnes 25, Malloy. I'm afraid there's just no way through that Widnes defence in centre field. Robbie Muller. Substitute for Warrington meanwhile. Robert Turner has come on for Tony Thornley. As Warrington, with the best chance of the match so far, gets the ball to Lyon, who runs round the back of the goals and at last puts Warrington on the score sheet. David Lyon, the ex-Widnes full-back, opens the Warrington account as the game just enters. Cullen has come onto this left wing for Warrington. Warrington then moving the ball on the Widnes 25, Malloy. I'm afraid there's just no way through that Widnes defence in centre field. Robbie Muller. Substitute for Warrington meanwhile. Robert Turner has come on for Tony Thornley. As Warrington, with the best chance of the match so far, gets the ball to Lyon, who runs round the back of the goals. Substitute for Warrington meanwhile. Robert Turner has come on for Tony Thornley. As Warrington, with the best chance of the match so far, gets the ball to Lyon, who runs round the back of the goals and at last puts Warrington on the score sheet. Fixture, Widnes 16, Warrington 4, and John Wood will have what is for him a quite easy conversion. But having said that, The normally reliable John Woods pulls that conversion just to the left of the post. And so the score remains with about 20 minutes of this game left. Widnes 16, Warrington 4, and a substitution for Widnes where Paul Hume, who's had a good game again for Widnes tonight, leaves the field to warm applause to that stand side, and he will be replaced by that fine utility player, Barry Dowd. I would think that David Hume will now take up his more familiar position of scrum half, and Barry Dowd could well go to standoff. Jonathan Davis then to restart the game for Widnes. A long kick towards the Warrington posts. Taken by the try scorer David Lyon. Barry Dowd quickly into the action. Richards from halfback has to go himself. He looked for support and he's wrestled to the ground by David Hume right on the Widnes 25. So I'm sure that score will give Warrington some encouragement. Plenty of time for them to get back into this game. Carroll again. That ball going out on the full on that far touchline. That will be a scrum down just outside the Warrington 25. Referee not happy with the scrumming, telling both sets of forwards to settle it down before the ball's put into the scrummage. David Hume then feeds the scrummage, it comes out for Widnes. Runs back in at the defence. Nice run from David Hume. Martin afire. Now Coloto charging to centre field, doing very well again. Setting up a good position for Widnes here then. Kurt Sorensen. The support too far back. Derek Pike, short ball to Barry Dowd. But a good tackle by Turner and by Richards, the two Warrington substitutes. David Hume moving the ball to the left. Richard Ayres trying to straighten the play up. Offloads to Mike O'Neill. Short ball to Davis. Has to step inside. Offloads the ball to David Hume. Hume looking for support from O'Fire. Trying to straighten the play up. Offloads to Mike O'Neill. Short ball to Davis. Has to step inside. Offloads the ball to David Hume. Hume looking for support from O'Fire. His 104th try in rugby league in just about 17 months. And Andy Courier tags on the goal kick for Widnes, and with about 15 minutes of this game remaining, Widnes move out to a 22 points to 4 lead. Dean Carroll then restarts the game for Warrington. Barry Dowd will take the ball 10 yards from his own line. ratio of 4 tries to 1 for Widnes. Three of those belonging to Martin of Fire. Coloto then throws the ball to Warrington. Has to switch play right across field. Warrington doing well, but 5 Warrington players get to him in the end. They will play the ball on his own 25. Alan Tate kicks the ball downfield. Lyon gets across to that ball and will be met by Martin of Fire, who does very well. But an injury here to Les Boyd, way back on the Widnes 25. He looks to be picked up a neck injury in that tackle, and that would be a blow to Warrington, with that cup semi-final coming up next week. Having some attention from the trainer now at the moment. Meanwhile, Warrington moving the ball to the left. Turner, McGinty throws it long to Woods, steps inside. Woods does very well. He has Cullen with him, but a good tackle from Andy Courier. Woods plays the ball to himself. Now Cullen, or rather Carroll. Short ball, but a good tackle by Warrington. The last tackle, says the referee. Superb tackle by Warrington on Malloy. Warrington move the ball to the right. Carroll, a long ball. Jonathan Davis just failing to make that intercept. Just got his fingers to it. Stopped that attack from Warrington, and could well have been away himself. But a knock-on results in a scrum down just inside the Widnes 25. Well, a free kick to Warrington. Mr. Tennant saying that David Hume pulled Dean Carroll away unfairly. And David Lyon will take the free kick to Warrington. Safely into touch then, just inside the Widnes 25, or rather midway between 25 and the try line. A charge by the Warrington forwards at the Widnes line. Chance for Warrington to move the ball across field. Muller. Widnes tackling very well, but here's a chance for Warrington. Now Carroll. Mr. Tennant saying that was crossing by Warrington, by the number 11, Neil Harmon, and that's a free kick to Widnes, 10 yards from their own line. With about 12 minutes of this game remaining, Widnes still lead by 22 points to 4. That ball safely into touch on this near touchline. Mackenzie then, Warrington. Good drive by Warrington, but a good tackle by Malloy. Here's Coloto. Excellent tackle by Cullen. Warrington again. So Widnes then move the ball across field this time. Richard Ayres. Support not there. Derek Pike. Nice little kick from Pike, but Drummond to it. Drummond doing very well. Coming in field, alive to that situation. And Warrington have the ball just inside their own half. Harmon then tries to offload the ball. Just before Martin of Fire got a boot to that ball, the linesman deciding that the ball had just crossed the touchline. Scrum down then, 1 or 2 yards inside the Widnes half of the field. David Hume frees the scrummage and it comes out for Widnes. Trying some switch play. Darren Wright surges through in midfield. Finds Martin of Fire with a superb pass, and that is try number 4. A phenomenal scorer of tries, Martin of Fire. Try number 105. He's the scrummage and it comes out for Widnes. Trying some switch play. Darren Wright surges through in midfield. Finds Martin on fire with a superb pass, and that is try number 4. 10 minutes left then of this game. Martin O'Fire's 4th try of the evening, Widnes' 5th try. Andy Courier has a chance of tagging on his 4th goal. Which he does. And what that means is that Widnes move now into a very comfortable looking 28 points to 4 lead. Obviously just the type of result that Widnes were looking for tonight after that cup exit last week at Central Park. They needed to get a good win under their belts in their quest to win the First Division Championship. Widnes, the team in the driving seat in the championship, although they're not maybe only lying 3rd or 4th at the moment. They have plenty of games in hand, but there must be one. They have a fixture backlog, but if any team can sort that out, well, it's Widnes with this squad that they have. Widnes then on their own 25 through Richard Ayres. Mackenzie. Widnes beginning now to find holes in this Warrington defence with 10 minutes to go of this game. A long kick by David Hume. The fullback Lion takes the ball very well and makes good ground. Paul Cullen. Half tackle by Courier. Cullen gets up, and in the end Mackenzie brings him to ground. Well, it's just been announced that the Widnes fullback Alan Tate is man of the match this evening. I don't think many people will argue with that. Robbie Muller then for Warrington. Warrington obviously not giving up the ghost, but having said that, they know they have a big date next week against Wigan in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup. Richards then trying to offload the ball to Drummond. The referee says that was just a couple of inches forward, and it will be a scrum down just outside the Widnes 25 with about 5 or 6 minutes of this game remaining. Ball coming out for Widnes. Richard Ayres trying to get a fire away, and Martin O'Fire nonchalantly strides in for his 5th try of the evening. The Martin O'Fire show then. As the people on that stand side of the ground stand to applaud Martin O'Fire, his 5th try. Fair play to Richard Ayres there, a scrummage for Widnes just outside. Just outside the Widnes 25 with about 5 or 6 minutes of this game remaining. Ball coming out for Widnes. Richard Ayres trying to get a fire away, and Martin O'Fire nonchalantly strides in for his 5th try of the year. Andy Courier then is left with his most difficult conversion attempt of the evening. Already tagged on 4 conversions, way out on that far touchline. This time the ball just going across the face of the goal, and with about 3 or 4 minutes left then of this game, Widnes move out to a 32 points to 4 lead. Dean Carroll then kicking the ball off for Warrington, taken by Richard Ayres. The referee deciding that Richard Ayres knocked that ball on right on his own 25. Scrum down then on the Widnes 25. Warrington have it this time. Des Drummond comes inside. Turner couldn't get the ball away to the supporting Richards. Still a chance for Warrington then. Carroll, a long pass this time to Cullen. The referee, Mr. Tennant, decides that was a forward pass. And so a scrum down in the dying moments then of this fixture, just inside the Widnes 25. Widnes have the ball through David Hume, settling play down, allowing his forwards to get away from that scrummage. Derek Pike keeping the ball alive well. Pike doing very well. Jonathan Davis then coming back inside, with plenty of defenders in front of him. And in fact offloads to Courier. The ball's still alive. Widnes doing well. They have men available. Coloto, good surge by Widnes. Coloto doing very well, finding Alan Tate in support. Superb play by Widnes again, taking play up to halfway. Mackenzie. Mr. Tennant deciding that was offside by a Warrington player. But again, excellent support play by Widnes from their own line, taking play up into the Warrington half of the field. Jonathan Davis then will take this free kick for Widnes, with perhaps only a minute or 2 left of this game. Safely into touch for Jonathan Davis and for Widnes, and perhaps the last chance then for Widnes to add to this scoreline of 32 points to 4. Derek Pike. 20 yards in from the Warrington line. Mackenzie. Switching play, Alan Tate trying to kick that ball through the Warrington defence. But Lyon doing very well under pressure, dropping on the loose ball and settling it down for Warrington. Cullen then from halfback. Play on, says the referee, wiping the tackles clear as McGinty tries to get Warrington away. Woods. Now Muller. Phil Mackenzie took a knock in that tackle. Trainer just coming on to see to him. Neil Harmon trying to get Warrington away on that far touchline. Still the ball kept alive. Malloy. Fair play to Warrington, keeping that ball alive. Play on, says the referee. McGinty. 6 more tackles for Warrington. Carroll. Harmon. A fine tackle from Jonathan Davis. Coming across again. Richards. Mike O'Neill brings him to ground. A good position then for Warrington here. Moving the ball to the left. A last chance for Warrington. Turner does well. A good tackle from Darren Wright. An injury again to Phil McKenzie in midfield. As Warrington with the last effort at the Widnes line, keeping the ball alive. Muller, long ball to Cullen, who has to come inside. Cullen then playing the ball 15 yards from the Widnes line. John Woods, Carroll, Woods again, long pass to McGinty. Jonathan Davis doing well again, a good tackle on McGinty, a turnover for Widnes. 10 yards from their own line, Richard Ayres. The dying seconds of this fixture, Widnes just outside their own 25 will play the ball through Richard Ayres. David Hume, McKenzie. Last chance for Widnes then to throw the ball across field. Martin Afire has come right across in the line. A long pass, finds Coloto. Coloto going down centre field, finding men on the outside, Derek Pike. Martin Afire! Oh, but the referee deciding that that was a forward pass. And in the end, I don't think there's a lot of argument from anyone in this ground as the hooter goes for the end of a rather entertaining fixture between these two local rivals. But the job done as far as Widnes are concerned. They needed to get 2 points from this fixture to keep the pressure up on Castleford at the top of Division 1. Warrington, perhaps, as many people thought, would have one eye on that semi-final at Main Road next week when they take on Wigan for a place in the Silk Cup final. Meanwhile, those 5 tries from Martin Afire and 1 from Alan Tate, and 4 goals from Andy Courier. In reply, that lone try from the Warrington fullback Dave Lyon leaves us with a final result tonight of Widnes 32, Warrington 4.